Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Michael's Corner. I have a very special guest with me. He came from all the way from Iowa to Minnesota, Rushville, Minnesota, to wrestle tonight at UPWA. Justin, how you doing?
I am fantastic, my man.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to see you. It's not every day I get to see you, so it's really an honor.
Man, it has been a couple of years probably.
No, actually, it has been 3-4 years.
Man, I get hit in the head a lot, so I have trouble marking time. That sounds probably right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask you, a few questions. So
Absolutely, ask away.
my first question to you is, how did you get into the wrestling business?
When I was a young guy in high school, I hung out with a family of friends. There were 4 brothers. 3 of them ended up becoming pro wrestlers. So the older one, the first one to get started, told me and my best friend when we were in high school that when we graduated, he would help us get started. Unfortunately, I got into some trouble, so I didn't start as soon as I thought. But they were wrestling, the 3 brothers were wrestling, and I had to wait. I did the Army thing for 6 years instead.
Oh my God.
And then when I got out of the Army in 2007, I called him up. I said, hey, you tell the guy who's running that school I will be there at the next show with a check. And I never stopped after that.
So my next question to you is, what is your goal in any wrestling organization?
My goal anytime I walk into any wrestling show, if I'm particularly someplace I've not been before, I take great pride in being a guy that everybody would like to have a match with. You know, I don't want to be the guy that that guy. I like being the guy who can walk in there, oh man, Justin's here. This is going to be a good night. And then beyond that, I think long term, what I'd really like is to eventually own my own place in my own school and run my own wrestling school.
That's pretty good. So you talked about being in the Army for 6 years,
Yes.
right? So may I ask, what did you do there?
So I was an infantryman. So I primarily worked with machine guns. So I was a machine gunner, machine gun team leader, and did a tour in Iraq. It was a sergeant, led other men in battle.
I definitely will. What are you gonna do?
It was something.
So
yeah.
my next question to you is, who was the toughest opponent that you ever had to face in your wrestling career?
That is a tough question. I've had a lot of challenges. I would say as far as toughest opponent that I think always really took me to the limit is a guy by the name of Ryan Slade. I've had some of my best matches with that guy. I've also found wrestling Austin Fouts is very challenging. Hi, Austin.
Yeah, so, okay, so my next question to you is, if you wasn't if you wasn't wrestling, what would you be doing right now?
That's a tough question. It is such a big part of who I am anymore. I honestly don't know. I went to college after I got out of the Army while I was starting to wrestle, and I actually did a report one time on what I felt my culture was. How did I identify myself? And I didn't identify myself based on where my family is from or what color I might be. to me, people ask me, hey, who are you? How do you describe yourself? The first thing I always say is, I'm a pro wrestler. So if I couldn't do that, gosh, I don't know. Actually, I would probably be a theater and speech teacher. Because that's actually where I originally started going to school for it. But then the wrestling kind of took care of that for me.
That's good because if you weren't doing that, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like we wouldn't even do this interview if it wasn't,
I don't think we would have ever met.
Yeah. So it's a great privilege that you're pursuing what you love to do and you're sticking with it.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah. So now my last question to you is, it's a little bit more on a personal side.
Sure.
But, so when you're not wrestling, what do you like to do on your spare time?
I do all kinds of things in my spare time. I work at a gym. I like lifting weights. I watch a lot of wrestling. But usually, if you catch me any random night in the middle of the week, I probably have a couple friends over, drinking a couple beers, barbecuing. Love barbecuing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just hanging out with the people I care about and just having a nice, easy, good time.
Okay, well, that's about does it for this edition of Michael's Corner. But before we go, Justin, where can fans follow you on social media?
All right, well, I'm on Facebook, Justin Decent, Justin LeHew, either one works. I'm on the Twitter, at the Indecent One. Instagram, I honestly couldn't even tell you what my handle is there because I don't take pictures. My wife doesn't allow it. They're terrible. But yeah, anywhere on the social media you can find me and stalk me appropriately.
So you guys can follow me on Facebook at Michael Mo, and you guys can find me on YouTube at MKJustMike. And if you're new to my YouTube channel, please make sure you click that icon button so you'll get notified each time I post a new video. So then that way you won't miss any of my videos that I do.
Now, before you stop this, I'm going to hijack your show for 1 second because I want to ask you a question.
Wow.
At intermission, at this show, you received an award.
Yes, I did.
Tell me about that. How did that make you feel?
Well, at first, I was surprised because I didn't expect it. I didn't expect that award, because, I was just doing my, my recording the wrestling action, but oh my God, I never thought this was come to this because I've been going to a lot of wrestling shows because the last couple of months has been a little bit rough with the passing of my mother. I don't want to go into details, but it's such an honor to get that reward because with me in that photo, me and Kirk in that photo, that is really an honor because Kirk got me into the wrestling business. I worked with him for 3 or 4 years before he passed in August of 2016. So it was a true honor to receive that award. And, I just want to, come to these wrestling shows to do what I love to do because if it wasn't with me professional wrestling, I don't know what the hell would I do right now. So it's really, really an honor. And I received the standing ovation because I do take some of my time to come to these wrestling shows. I want to make wrestling fun again and exciting because Darren Corbin always says, come to the wrestling show. Have a good time. You know, I know you guys put your bodies on the line each and every day to entertain us wrestling fans because you guys made the ultimate sacrifice. So I love doing this. I'm not going to stop because if I stop, then my mind will be elsewhere and whatnot. So again, it was a true honor. Thank you guys for giving me that reward because that means a lot to me. And I will make a promise to come to these wrestling shows so I can heckle at certain wrestlers like, you know, Tyler Jones or Austin Fowles and whatnot. But you know, I really enjoy what I do because if it weren't for Kurt, he literally just did everything he could to get me into this wrestling business. If it wasn't for him up in heaven, I wouldn't even do this, you know?
Well, and I, as a performer, want to thank you. Because the thing a lot of wrestlers tend to lose touch with is we are nothing without the people like you, the fans who are dedicated and want to come to every show and are invested in who we are. Otherwise, we're a bunch of weird dudes in tight clothes touching each other. But because of people like you who come to these shows and love what we do and are passionate about what we do, it gives us a place to do what makes us happy. And without guys like you, we wouldn't have this. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being who you are. Because without you and people like you, I wouldn't be anywhere. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.